So to start off, I'm going to go in with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I'm using this eye primer today because it has a little bit of tint to it since I'm not adding too much to my lid. So for this look, I tried to make it as simple as possible. So that means not that many shadows and just keeping the technique very, very, very simple. I'm going off of kind of like the Bella Hadid type of like feline, foxy eye look. An artist that executes this very well is Hung Bango, and he does a lot of like Selena Gomez's makeup, Bella Hadid's makeup, and I see a trend in his makeup style is that very soft, like he knows how to give you that feline effect very softly. So that's what we're going to try to recreate today. So to start off, I'm going to go in with my bronzer. So I'm using the Fenty Beauty. This is just like my preferred bronzer, what I like messing with. I like the tone of it. I'm going with the Morphe M506. This brush is it's a little dense. It's not too fluffy, so it gives me control kind of just to guide me to figure out where I'm going to want that shade. But it also is going to help me blend. So I really like this brush. Your lower lash line, that's going to be your guide for this look. You want to follow that lower lash line all the way up because if you think about it, what we're doing with this look is achieving that like lifted. So this lower lash line has to kind of like go all the way up. You see how you can kind of see like a little line? That's basically what you want to sculpt with this shadow. So I'm just gonna start slowly building that color up. You want your brush to kind of like go in this direction. So it softly tapers at the top. Taking a clean brush and still in that same direction because you want to blend it in that direction. Just kind of like soften it up. And that's all I'm doing with this shadow is basically creating that shape and blending it very, very softly. So we're only using 2 shadows for this look. So you have your bronzer and then you just want a deeper brown. So whatever dark brown makes your heart warm, that's the one you want to go in with. So you already know, I'm going to go in with the Gemini Palette by Milk Cosmetics and I'm going to use this cupcake shade right here. This is just like my ideal brown. I like how it blends out. So with like an angled brush, this one is like a Jessa brush. It doesn't really matter what angled brush you get because we're going to diffuse that line anyways. And like I said, use your lower lash line as a guide. Start by just making a line up from where the lower lash line is, so like that. So you want to take that line and then you want to take it back down. Then you just want to fill it in. And honestly, it's okay if you're not really good at wing liner because I'm going to clean it up with a makeup wipe anyways. So if you feel like it's not 100% perfect, it's okay. And we're going to smoke this out anyways. I'm not going to bring it out all the way in. I feel like when you have a liner that you want it to look a little bit more feline, having it out here and then kind of not connecting it inward makes it look more catty. So that's good for me right now. And basically what I'm going to do is take that bronzer that we were using and I'm taking a Luxie 237. This brush is a little bit more flimsy, so it's going to blend that wing out, but it's not going to be as dense as the first brush we were using, which is going to make it look a little bit more softer. So you basically just want to run this on the edges of that liner. And the only thing is you don't want to take this brown up too high where you get it like on the lid or anything. You want this to be solely focused on that brown wing. And if you feel like the color is disappearing, it's okay because we're going to go back in with it anyways. And that's why I really like this brush because it's small enough to get in that little area. I'm just going to take my wipe just to I'm that type of person that needs to visualize something as I go. So I'm just going to take that wipe and like clean that up. I'm going to go back in with that brown. You just want to darken up this very teeny tiny outer part right here. Right now, I feel like this is good. We can always add, take away if we need to. But right now, I like it. I like it. So we're going to leave them like that for now. And we're going to come back to them. We still have to add a little bit of lashes. And finish off with the inner corner, which I feel like really ties the look together and gives you like that snatched effect. So let me put on my foundation real quick because foundation is foundation. And then we'll come back to kind of like sculpt the face, which I feel like really takes this look from 5 to 10. So my foundation is on. Today I used the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. I'm in the shade Buff for reference. I forgot how much I love this foundation. So good. So good. I usually don't gravitate toward matte foundations because I'm a little dry. But this one, fire. So I feel like with this look, a really bright under eye really helps sculpt the face. What I'm gonna do is go in with a little bit of the Too Faced Multi-Sculpting Concealer. And this one is in Vanilla. It's a little lighter than my skin tone to help brighten. And where I focus it is right here. And then I'm also gonna focus it up here. But I'm basically patting it out in that shape that I want it to go in. In this case, I want all of this right here to be bright. And recently what I've been doing is with the flat brush is I pat it out, but I don't pat it out all the way with the flat brush. I go in with my fan, kind of let it dry for a little bit. That way the pigment sticks a little better, makes it pop a little bit more. And then I blend it out with a sponge. Just to be like a little extra, I'm gonna go in with the Mcgrath Concealer. And this one is an L5. This one is just like a tad bit lighter than the vanilla. So when I want to look like extra snatched, I'll add a little bit of this back in this area. And I say a little with this concealer because a little does go a long way for this concealer. So now I'm going to add a little bit of warmth back into the skin. I always go in with a cream before I go in with any powder. So I'm going to go in with the Fenty cream bronzer in Macchiato. I'm going to set my T-zone with the Hourglass Veil setting powder, just my regular setting, loose setting powder in my T-zone. And then all around I'm going to be setting with the Sephora Micro Smooth. I really like this one when I'm doing more of like a full glam, like beat, whatever you want to call it. And this one's really nice, leaves your skin nice and smooth. We love her. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I'm pretty sure I have because it's like a vital step in my routine. In between each layer of my base, so like foundation, then I go in with concealer, then I go in with powder. In between each layer, I like to spray my face with any type of like hydrating mist, luminous mist. So the one that I've been liking lately is the Caudalie. I've also liked the Caress Rose Water Spray, Max Fix Plus, the Bretman Jungle Rock. And then I'm just going to go in with a little bit of bronzer. I'm just using the same bronzer I used on my eyes, the Fenty Beauty Private Island Bronzer. Alright, so to finish off the eyes, I'm just going to go in with that same dark brown that I went in with. If you have a brown gel liner, you can use that, but I don't have that, so I'm going to use this on this very thin brush. And I'm just going to extend my inner corner. And to add a little bit more oomph, I'm gonna tightline my waterline with a black liner. So this just helps so when I add false lashes, you don't see any like gap of skin. And I just feel like it makes the eye look a little bit more bold. And in my lower waterline, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of brown liner. And then I'm just going to go back in with that bronzer and add a little bit of that on my lower lash line. And then with that same angled brush that we started with, just on the very outer corner, I'm gonna add some of that dark brown just on the very, very outer. Like right here. But today I'm using the Anastasia, their new Lash Brag mascara. And for this look, lashes is very up to you, but if you want to keep with the theme of making your eyes look a little bit more like elongated and cat-like, I would opt out for something a little bit softer, not something that overpowers the eye, because you don't have too much going on the lid. So I'm gonna go in with these. I used these in my last video, I'm pretty sure, but these are from AliExpress. They remind me of Demi Wispies, so I'll leave these linked down below, but that's what they remind me of, like Ardell Wispies, Demi Wispies. And what I'm gonna do with these, I'm gonna cut them and just use the very end. And the key to this is kind of like propping it up, and that way it kind of sticks up a little. I really haven't been wearing highlight recently. I feel like I've been liking like the natural wet dewy look, but if I am wearing a highlight, it'll be this one, the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette, the one that looks like this. I really love this one, the way it melts into the skin. I mixed these two right here, and it is Dior, but it costs the same as like an Anastasia highlight, so I feel like it's not that bad. And for blush, I went in with the Milani Bellisimo Bronze Baked Blush. I feel like this is Luminoso's sister. I don't know how I feel about this lip. I feel like it matches with the eyes. It's giving me a vibe. But like always, I lined with the BFF4 and BFF3 lip pencil. So BFF4 is around, BFF3 a little bit under because BFF4 is hella dark. And then I used the Morphe Boy Toy lipstick, which is like this cool toned grayish pinkish color. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I ended up adding clear gloss because you already fucking know me. And my little earrings. These are from Target, I believe. Yep, Target. And yeah, I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was easy enough to recreate. I try to simplify this tutorial as much as possible, and I think I did good. 2 shadows, and I'm feeling snatched. I don't know about you, but all I need is, you know, wow. Even when I let like my fingers down, I'm feeling snatched. Let me know what you guys want to see from me. Yeah, anything. Just leave it in the comments down below. I love to talk to you guys. If you don't already, follow me on Instagram. That way you can keep up with me. And that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say. As always, thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you in my next one. Bye guys.